Thank you everyone for subscribing to Infinitely Productions. If you have not done so, please click the bell and subscribe, and we hope you enjoy our content.
Tommy DelGiorno has been in hiding for 7 years. Tommy was a Mafia Capo in the Philadelphia crime family. It had big problems. Everybody was shooting each other.
I didn't dream that I was getting in an organization that can't wait till you die, can't wait till you go to jail. What the hell? Jesus Christ almighty. Your enemies, I can understand your enemies waiting till you die, but your friends, you know. You gotta worry about your friends praying that you die, and your enemies are praying when you die. You ain't got nobody praying you live.
DelGiorno had survived a civil war that began in 1980 and blew away the old Don, Angelo Bruno, and half the Philly mob. There wasn't much talent left. Little Nikki Scarfo, 5'5", seized command. Scarfo saw himself as a combination of Al Capone and Jesse James, and he turned out to be the loosest cannon in mob history.
One day he showed me a paper where this guy killed 35 people, serial killer. And he's fascinated with how this guy gets away with 35 murders. I've been with criminals all my life, or guys that committed crimes all my life. I've never, thousands of guys, never heard one of them ever bring up a conversation about a serial killer. This guy talks about serial killers like you would talk about a guy that invented some kind of serum. Look at this, ain't this a good thing? A guy invented this, you won't catch cold no more. Not him, he invented, look how this guy gets away with these serial murders. Then he turns around one day and tells me he went horseback riding. He run this horse all of a sudden decided to get him and run him into this tree limb. He thinks the horse planned it. I mean, I don't understand. I can't say that. What do you think, the horse planned it? Because he'll wind up whacking me. I just say to myself, this guy's nuts. So what do you think he does to the horse? Because the horse makes him go into the tree limb, he pushed him off a cliff.
Scarfo was so paranoid, he even talked about whacking his own wife. Between her big spending and her big mouth, he said, she was trying to kill him. To fill his riddled ranks, Scarfo swore in dozens of new young guys. IQ didn't count. Loyalty did. Tommy Del could only watch as Little Nikki built the gang that couldn't think straight.
That's another joke. You read the paper, they run Philadelphia. They didn't know where half of Philadelphia was. One day I said to the kid, go up to Northeast to see this guy at Armingo Avenue. He's a mob guy I'm talking to. Where's it at? Where's it at? You were over here 30 years. You don't know where Armingo Avenue is? You go 95, you get off. I said, big sign, Armingo Avenue. You get off right there's a diner and that's it. You've never been to the Northeast? In 30 years, you've never been to the Northeast? No, no. Okay, good. How can you run a city if you can't find it? Oh, we got another, for instance, the three guys, they whack a guy, they put him in the back of the car, in the trunk. They're driving over the wall when the Prince are going to dump him in Jersey. They pull into the exact change lane. Guy turns around, he says to Wayne, you got change? So I ain't got no change. He said, well, how am I supposed to get through? I ain't got no change. So, Wayne said, you're driving, for Christ's sake. You go to this lane, you're supposed to know if you got change or not. Now they ain't got no change, they got a dead body in the trunk.
Despite the fiascos, Little Nikki saw himself as a superstar. He paraded around in platform shoes and studied the newspapers daily, looking for his name. He had a mansion and a yacht in Florida, and he was always calling DelGiorno and the gang down to remind himself that he was the big boss.
You're on a boat, you got on the boat, you drove 3 hours to Turnberry Island, you ate a hamburger, you drove 3 hours back. It didn't matter whether the sun was shining and the rain was there. He wanted to sit on the boat like Captain Noah or somebody. You're supposed to be running a city. There's 20 guys on a boat riding around in Florida. Who's running what city? There's nobody home.
The Scarfo gang was the most disorganized, organized crime family in the country. They didn't control trucking or garbage or construction like the New York Mafia. Scarfo was too busy trying to become a celebrity.
This organization's supposed to be a secret. You don't walk into places with 50 guys. Nobody works. Everybody's got Rolex watches. Everybody's got new cars, and nobody's got a job. Is that a secret? I mean, for Christ's sake. 10 Italians eating dinner with Rolex watches. Nobody got a job. You're in Florida. You all live in Philly. You're not the mob? Well, who are you? Sons of Italy?
The old mob leaders shunned publicity. Scarfo told his shooters to leave the bodies in the streets to be discovered. He wanted headlines. Sal Testa, called the crown prince of the Philly mob, was left dead in a candy store. Pat the Cat Spirito was left slumped over the steering wheel of his car. They found Frank Chicky Narducci in the gutter. Tommy Dell himself had to do some of the work. But as usual, there were glitches.
So we're in the alley. It's a nice night out. There's got to be 50 people out on the street. We bought masks, okay? We never tried them on, actually. First, I said, give me the mask. The mask. Can't get them over our heads. He bought kids' masks. That was the end of the mask, so we threw the mask down. Now we're in the alley. We got the guns. There's people all over. The guy's standing there. What are we going to do? We ain't got masks. We're from the neighborhood. I got a restaurant 1 block down the street. We got to do it. So we went out, bang, bang, bang. We whacked the guy.
Scarfo's all-purpose solution for every problem was bullets. 5 times Little Nikki ordered DelGiorno to kill, and 5 times DelGiorno obeyed. Then came the Scarfo command to whack a young wise guy who Tommy knew well and liked.
We're out one night and the thing tells me he wants me to kill Chucky's kid and bury him. Okay, forget right and wrong. Number one, I knew the kid for 15 years. He knew the kid for 30 years. I knew the kid's father for 20 years. He knew the kid's father for 40 years. How do you take the guy's kid and kill him and bury him? I mean, I can't do it. I know his mother. I know him. And the kid didn't do anything to me, you know? The kid will listen. If you grab the kid and you tell the kid, don't do this, don't do that, he's going to listen. Why do you want to bury this kid? I said, I want you to bury the kid. Well, no, I'm not going to do that.
Refusing an order. Dissing the boss. Enraged, Scarfo stripped DelGiorno of his Capo rank. Tommy knew it was now a matter of survival.
Then the same plots that were pulled on Salvi and Chucky and other guys were starting to be pulled on me. I did this, I'm out of control, I drink too much, I'm hollering at the men. It was a way for him to lay a groundwork to have me killed.
Scarfo had already clipped 28 guys, and Tommy Dell knew there was no point in trying to smooth things over. When the boss made up his mind, the course was set in concrete.
Nobody was safe with this guy. He was like a snake. This is some kind of animals that you can't raise, no matter how many times you feed them. Keep feeding them, you got to throw it in the cage, because if you stick your hand in there, he's going to bite it. And that's him. So I made up my mind, I got to either go away or I got to kill this guy. One or the other.
DelGiorno never got a chance to do either. He had been under surveillance, and the feds knew he and Scarfo were like 2 scorpions in a bottle. They offered him a deal. They'd reduce the murder and racketeering charges against him and guarantee his safety if he would testify against Scarfo.
I didn't cooperate for the right reasons. I mean, I didn't cooperate because one day I woke up and said, this is wrong. Cooperated because things were falling apart, because I was being threatened to being killed, because I had a case, and because I was vicious. I wanted to get even with this guy. If I was going to get killed, I wanted to take him with me.
DelGiorno's defection opened a floodgate. Scarfo's second-in-command and other top guys flipped. Together they testified at 11 trials and put away their boss and most of the Philly mob. A Don with delusions had destroyed his own family. Little Nikki is doing life in the nation's toughest prison without his platform shoes.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and check out more of our content. Feel free to give your feedback and suggestions on what we should do next in the comments. This is